What's up,
Try
everybody?
again.
Welcome to the Existential Stoic podcast, quick fix number 13. Today's topic, keeping your mind sharp. Clearly, you can
Woo!
tell my mind is sharp. I'm Randy with my buddy Danny. Hey,
Hey,
Danny.
Randy.
All right. So, today we're talking about how to keep your mind sharp, and we're going to go over a few strategies for doing it. As you can tell, we got the sweet setup behind us. We're both relaxing on
Here we go.
tropical islands. Yeah. So, keeping
It's a
your
nice
mind
setup.
sharp. Why is this important?
Yeah, keeping your mind sharp. I mean, it's funny because I felt like I haven't had a sharp mind in days, but it's
You and me
important,
both.
because I think we all want to do things, accomplish goals, accomplish tasks. And really having a sharp mind makes us more capable to deal with, what life's going to throw at us. It makes us able to solve problems, to really get around difficulties. And I think, it makes us capable of thinking, right? And being patient and all of the stuff that we always talk about, attitude. You need a sharp mind to be able to deal with these things and figure out how to solve the problems, I think.
Yeah, you make a good point because a lot of the times our mind may not be that sharp, but we need it to be sharp. And so when that happens, sometimes using some of these habits we'll talk about today could be a way to help get your mind sharp when it just may not be sharp. So
Yeah, that's a
on
good
to
point.
yeah, on to the first one. And I may actually have four because while we were just talking, I thought of another one. But my first one is always be learning. Because if you're always learning, you're always using your brain. And I know it's not a muscle, but there's something called neuroplasticity. So your brain grows the more you use it. And so if you want to keep it sharp, you got to keep working it out.
Yeah, that's so true, man. If you don't keep using your brain, you do lose it. It's like one of those things, I think, that's absolutely true, but if you keep at it, if you try new things, if you keep learning and keep that mindset, you'll be good moving forward, right? You keep your brain going, you develop new brain cells and everything.
Mhm.
And
All right, what do you
plasticity.
got? Yeah, right. Big
My
word.
first, yeah, right? The good one. My first one's actually pretty simple. I got read. I think people forget about the value of reading. It's funny, this society, I think people read headlines all the time. They read a few things here and there, but they don't really actually read books or do close readings or critically think when they read. And I think reading is an important skill that, like, we don't see practiced as often. So I always try and schedule, like, have a plan of, I want to read this many books. We talked about it during the pandemic. Both of us read over like 100 books that year. And I think, having a goal doesn't have to be that high, but a goal of reading, a set number of books a year is always a good goal to keep your mind sharp. It keeps you thinking and it keeps you kind of imagining and experiencing new things. It works out a lot of your sort of brain muscles, so to say.
Yeah, that one's a really good suggestion reading because even just taking, 20 minutes a day or even 5 minutes a day, like it's such a great way to go to sleep. I just pick out a book right before I'm going to sleep and just read until I can't keep my eyes open anymore. But by doing that every night, you end up reading a few books a year just from that simple habit alone. And just, I mean, the amount of stuff that I learned in the past year from reading all the books we read is crazy.
Oh, it's insane. And you're right. It doesn't have to be a long amount of time each night. It can be short and you get through quite a lot over 360 days, right?
Yeah.
365 days.
Yeah. So my next one is develop a meditation habit. Uh, and I'll connect this one with my third one, so that way I'll only have three. But it's kind of like meditation habit and learn to empty your mind. Okay. So like those are two kind of separate things, but two connected things at the same time. Because with meditation, you really just sit and you may focus on your breath. But by doing that, it allows everything that's going on in your mind to diffuse. And so you don't have to really worry about that stuff as much. You'll have a much clearer mind from doing that, a much sharper mind. And then from being able to kind of let go of everything going on in your mind, you can actually empty your mind somewhat, just like visualize yourself letting go of thoughts. And this is a practice that sometimes I'll do when my thoughts are just in a torrent, like raging. I'll just imagine them like being that I put them into a golden bubble and I just let that go and it floats off into the universe. And I tell the thoughts like, you're welcome to come back at another time, but right now it's not helpful and you're just floating off. And so kind of with the meditation practice, learning to empty your mind.
I like that one a lot. Meditation's so important. And, they say you can work through so much of your psychological problems with meditation because, taking that time just to sort of sit with yourself, to focus on your breathing, letting thoughts come, but not attaching to them. And then, I always later reflect on what thoughts came, and it helps you kind of work through, what things are causing the most stress or anxiety for me at this time, and how can I get past that? I also like the idea of letting them go. You said in a golden bubble.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I imagine
Yeah.
it, I imagine it that I got that from like a yoga nidra exercise. There's another one where you just imagine like dropping them off the back of a cruise ship. That's another one. It's
Uh,
just a great way to like visualize them going. And when you can actually visualize them going, they go a lot more quickly.
yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? How you can kind of like you imagine what you want to happen with them, and then it works. It's like kind of it's a crazy sort of experience.
Yeah.
All right, so for my second one, I think this is obviously I think pretty most people know this, but it's true, right? Exercise, keeping your blood flowing, I think is really helpful to keep your mind sharp. If you get moving, you get your brain moving when you get your body moving. So even if it's just a walk, a brisk walk, or if it's like an exercise routine, like actually like weightlifting, but getting that incorporated into your day. I've had it very easy recently because with the puppy, I've been able to take walks every day with him, which is very helpful. It keeps me going, and I know he needs it, so it's helpful. But yeah, that really helps, I think, with focus and keeping our mind sharp.
Yeah. And they've shown physiologically that that stuff works because when you work your muscles, it actually pumps your circulation and helps get toxins out of your system. And that just helps your mind run a lot sharper because they don't have all the
Yeah, it keeps
stuff to
that
deal with.
oxygen flowing, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So my last one is actually somewhat similar to that. It's eat right.
Oh,
Yeah, like I can't believe we didn't think about this one before making it. But eating has such a huge effect on how your mind works. Like if you're just eating a bunch of junk food, your mind is going to be running sluggish. But if you're eating properly, and I don't need to tell you what that is because most of you know what it means to eat right. Like it's no surprise to anybody that you need to eat right, but most people just don't. So if you actually want to have a performance oriented mind, you need to feed it properly. Like you would if you had $1 million racehorse, you wouldn't be feeding it Cheetos and beer and everything like that. So you need to think of yourself because you really all of us are $1 million racehorses. Like you can't replace a human being. So treating yourself that way and feeding yourself properly will give you a clear mind.
well, it's funny too how much of like keeping your mind sharp and clear. I think so much of it is just about taking care of yourself and thinking of yourself in that way, right? Because a lot of us eat like children and act like children. If you're eating McDonald's and drinking soda, you can't expect to feel good all the time or to have a sharp mind. It makes you sluggish. It makes you slow. You really need stuff that's healthy, that's getting you the nutrients that you actually need to live and to perform at your best. I mean, that's how it is, right?
Hmm.
I like that one. That's a good one. I can't believe we missed it almost. All right. So for my last one, I think this is an important one I like is practice a new skill. Just find, anything that you're interested in. It can be, I think hobbies are great in this way, something that you can just do kind of on the side to build up your sort of skill set, learn new things, but something fun and even low stakes, I think is helpful because it gets you more engaged in it and you can really enjoy it, have fun with it. But it helps you develop new skill sets, look at the world differently. And I think that's a great way to sharpen your mind and clear your head.
Yeah, that's such a good one, finding new skills, because I'm just rereading The 4 Hour Work Week right now because that was a book that really changed my life the first time I read it. And he's talking about how all of us want happiness. And he says the opposite of happiness is not sadness, it's actually boredom. And so if we look at what we should go after in life, it should be the opposite of boredom, which would be excitement. Like what excites me? And by going after those things that excite you, your mind will be clear because you're not thinking like, oh, this is drudgery, I'm bored. You're like, I'm amped to do this, and your mind will be clear because you want to do it.
Yeah, I like that, right? That you're excited for it. So you want to, I mean, I think that's our problem. So many things we do, we don't even really want to do. And that's where that's where that sluggishness comes in, right? If you're excited about it, you'll be good to go. I think
Mhm.
that's good though.
Yeah,
Good set of tips.
definitely. Those are some great tips for keeping your mind sharp. Guys, if you did enjoy that, make sure to Now we're on YouTube, you can like
Yeah.
and subscribe, but also if you're listening to it, subscribe, share with friends. We'll be back this coming weekend for a full length episode, but thank you for joining us for the quick fix. Great to see you, Danny.
Great to see you, Randy.
All right, peace.